Hi, this is Gary Lee Stanley, your sales guy. Hey guys, how are you doing today? Hey, we're going to talk about my favorite subject today, which is sales. All right, we got a really great subject, so let's go ahead and dive on into it. What is our subject for today? Our subject for today is amazing. Selling. How to sell warranties, guarantees, service agreements on everything. What do you mean? I just asked you a question. The question was, how do you sell warranties, guarantees, service agreements on everything? Well, that's a real good question. That sounds like something that might be a little complicated. But I'm going to tell you what, it really ain't, guys. If you sell anything, if it's man-made, it's going to break. It's just that simple. It's going to break. If you can't have a conversation with somebody about things breaking, well, it's probably because you're afraid to say, hey, this thing is probably eventually going to break. It's just the truth. Let's just talk the truth. You know, my name is Gary Lee Stanley. You know, my simple goal is just to bring information to you so that we can say, okay, well, let's look at it in a different direction. A lot of times people, they're selling stuff and they got their ideas about how to sell warranties or their guarantees or any kind of service agreement, but what they get to do is believing in it. If you sell a product and you know that there's another opportunity for you to make more money and your company to also make more money, you need to think about it real seriously. Your guarantees and your warranties and your service agreements are what is going to make sure that when that customer has an issue, and I'm going to tell you what, if they keep it for any time, eventually it's going to break. And the first person they're going to yell at is the company that sold them, not the product. That's just the reality. Now, if you're one of these kind of amazing salespeople, what you're going to do is you're going to make sure that every customer you talk to knows about your guarantees, your agreements. Because see, what it does for the customer, it gives them a little bit of what they call a peace of mind. If you've ever bought something, you know them things break. I don't care who you work for. Everything gets old. Everything gets used up. And eventually they need to be replaced. And a lot of times companies don't want you to buy guarantees because say, hey, they know if you do, you're probably going to end up getting a free new one. Because, you know, if it's made somewhere and it ain't made in America, sometimes you get what you pay for. And unfortunately, it ain't always the best thing. Not to say that people outside the United States don't know how to make things, but in reality, if they're made in America, okay, there's a little bit more scrupulous people looking to say, hey, what are you doing? You better be doing the right thing. You know, I'm just not trying to sell American products, but what I'm saying is everything has a expiring date. You like your milk. You know, after a minute, it don't taste good, and it expires. Guarantees are normally for 90 days or a year if you're lucky. Now, if you got a good salesperson who's looking out for you, the consumer, and they can tell you about the features and the benefits of their product, especially the maintenance, if it needs to have maintenance done on it, you're doing real good. A lot of times people don't buy guarantees because salespeople are too afraid to ask because they already got the first sale. They're too afraid to ask for the additional sale because they don't want to lose a sale. And I don't blame them. But you know what? I've gotten so good at talking to people about maintenance and warranties and guarantees that it makes sense that if you're going to sell something, that you should feel good about what's going to happen after you sell it. Because if you don't, listen, we're all in customer service. We want to go back to that customer a year, 2 or 3 years from now and say, hey, how you doing? And if they say, well, damn, those people treated me badly, they didn't take care of my product because you sold me a piece of junk, they're going to tell you to leave. They might even just hang up on you, but they'll remember you. They'll remember you because you could have sold them a warranty or a guarantee or some type of service contract that could have helped them in a time of need. Now they got to spend all this extra money out of pocket. They can't even afford the first one. Now they got to buy another one. Hell, it's only been a year or a year and 10 months. I'm sorry to tell you, but it's insurance, folks. It really is. A peace of mind is what real good insurance is for. It guarantees you that, hey, listen, if something's going to happen, well, we know what's going to happen. We're going to be prepared. Now, sometimes when we're selling guarantees, people don't make out. Sometimes they don't get anything. But I would rather give the customer the option to ask me questions about, well, what will it do if something happens? Because if you bring it to the forefront and you sold it right, they probably going to buy a guarantee, especially if you can fit it in their budget. Warranties are there for a reason, because they know that, hey, listen, we hope it'll work. We hope it'll last you. But we live in the real world, and we need to take care of the things that we own. But remember, if you ain't got no kind of guarantee on it, it's like spending good money for bad. You know, I get guarantees pretty much and warranties almost everything I own. You know, I haven't always made out, but I'll tell you what, I have made out a couple of times. And I've seen people make out, especially when it comes to electronics, furniture, anything that you know gets used, people can get something taken care of. And you got a car, you ain't getting service work done on it, and the salesperson didn't say you guarantee, it's kind of sad, because then it's going to be costing you a little bit more money than you had expected. But again, they were looking at the bottom line right then and there, and they didn't want to run you off. Now, service agreements are important. If you got anything that needs to have service work done on it, it's real important that you take the time to read your warranty. And if they say, hey, look at this, take a look at this guarantee, maybe you might want to perk your ears up. You know, I buy guarantees a lot because I've bought a lot of things that broke. I ain't lying. I mean, I ain't saying Murphy's Law is going to say if you buy insurance, it's going to pay off. But what I am saying to you is Murphy's Law is guaranteed. Eventually, it's going to break. It's going to break. And our whole job, you know, a lot of times is to make sure that the customer is happy, not only today, but down the road. My goodness, how you going to get another sale or referral from somebody you sold something and you didn't even tell them about the guarantee or the warranty or the service agreement? You know, my name is Gary Lee Stanley. Some people will probably look at this video and say he believes and he's selling warranties and guarantees. Well, hell yeah, I am. I ain't saying that. Look, if it, like somebody told me before, if it's cost efficient, look at the numbers. If it'll fit in your budget, and it'll guarantee you that if it gets replaced with a brand new one down the road, are you kidding me? Technology changes so fast, so why wouldn't you want a guarantee that guarantees you new product or new something brand new in a box years from now? Because you had a guarantee. You had a warranty. You know, warranties are limited, guys. I'm telling you. Warranties, a lot of times, they suck because a lot of times things don't break in the first year, in the 90 days. And if they do, they're a piece of crap. But, you know, that's just a part of buying stuff. I don't know, man. I believe in insurance. I believe in guarantees, because if you can guarantee a product can work for a longer time than was expected for the customer, they're going to be real happy with you. Dang, matter of fact, they're going to buy more guarantees on the next product. But if you ain't trying to let people know that, hey, listen, you can buy this product and we can make sure that if you have any issues, and don't get upset or anything, just pick up the phone and we'll go ahead and take care of you. Does that make sense? It really does. Guarantees can make you a lot of money as a salesperson. Guarantees can also make sure that your business, excuse me, doesn't fall apart. Because if you got service work to take care of things like cars, tractors, or anything that needs service work, that's putting somebody to work, and that's also making America move. Service is important because if something breaks, people don't like to have to pay for extra stuff out of their pocket. It sucks. I've been there, I've done that, and I don't like writing that check. You know, my name is Gary Lee Stanley. Our question for today is selling. How do you sell warranties, guarantees, and service agreements? It's real simple. If you can buy the service agreement on the product that you're selling, that would be a really good step. Buying insurance and believing insurance is easier if you can convey a message that, hey, it's going to benefit you in the long run. If you can show the customer that, hey, when something happens, because it will, we're going to be there to make sure that you have a good transition with a new product. My name is Gary Lee Stanley, and we just had a very simple conversation about selling. How do you sell warranties and guarantees and on everything? You just got to ask for it. If your company has it on there for you to sell, ask for it. What's the worst thing they say? No. What's the best thing they can say? Yes. And if they do, and they don't have no problems, that's good for them. But if they do, it's real good for you and them and the company. So don't forget to go out there and ask for the order. And don't forget to sell something. Because if you ain't asking for the complete order and you're just selling one product when you can sell benefits to the product for down the road, you need to go ahead and enjoy yourself, because you're not going to make a lot of money. But if you believe that your product is important and you know eventually it's going to break, and you can offer them a guarantee, a service agreement, or a warranty. Hopefully it's not a limited one. Give them a good one, guys. So go out there and sell something. Believe in yourself and sell those guarantees, because believe it, they work. My name is Gary Lee Stanley. We just had a simple conversation about selling warranties, guarantees, service agreements. Yeah, I believe in them. I see them pay for themselves. So go out there and look. If you've lived any life, something's going to break. So go out there and sell them something that's going to make sure that when it does, they ain't going to have to worry about none. My name is Gary Lee. So go out there and sell something. Bye-bye. Warranties, guarantees, service agreements. They really do matter.